The world we live in appears to be very chaotic. Like you don't know what's happening, what will come next, you don't have control over anything, and you live like you try all the time to manage and to take the blows and to continue and never know what's happening, and you don't find any logic in everything that happens. It looks very arbitrary. It looks like something is just happening without cause, and why this happened, and you don't see the logic in it. And this is a very depressing concept of reality, because you always feel insecure. You always feel like something is not in your hands. There's nothing you can do about it. If you are religious, you believe that God is deciding about everything, and you try to cope with what He wants, and then sometimes you get mad at God. Why did He do that to me? And if you are not religious, you don't find anything. You just react to what happens. Sometimes you are happy about what happens. Sometimes, most times, you just don't understand why it happens like that. And you do try to control your reality, and you never succeed, because you can't. There are too many parameters, and like the big picture is never exposed to you as a person, if there is a big picture. So when you think about reality of your life, it's like sometimes there is a happy coincidence that you look and you say, wow, this was a coincidence, and it's nice. It's funny how things worked out together. And this is how usually humanity lives and believes that the world is. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. Everything around you, including you, is prearranged in a most harmonious, unbelievable order. It's unbelievable how this oneness, us, the all-nothingness, call it what you want, how much parameter it met and fixed in such a beautiful way that will react to one another. Purely, when you think about the state of what we are and who we are that big essence, that silence, that all-nothingness. There is nothing happening, never. All the things that happen around us is an illusion or expression. It's an idea. It doesn't happen in reality. There is no reality. There is no place in space and time. This does not exist. The only thing that exists is this pure awareness in which nothing happens. But in the outer expression, the idea, things do happen. And you do have a body, and you react. And this is why I said that this great essence, us, prearranged it and divided it into forms, like shapes, and interactions. And every interaction influences another interaction. It's like a chain reaction of actions, but all of them are pre-decided. I don't think that you can perceive how many calculations, if it was a computer or something, to try to calculate this amount of phenomena together in all the various ways that they can interact, and all the influences, that everything that can happen. And you see, not only in a human experience, from all the time throughout the dawn of history, all of these things have been decided, have happened in human terms. This is the great plan, like you can call it the great plan. It seems like we have the free will and choice, but we don't. We don't have the free will and choice. We are doing exactly as planned. Even if we try to deviate from the plan, we are doing the plan that we are trying to deviate from. Everything we do and everything we say, including the fact that now, Simcha, who never thought that you would speak in front of a camera, or never knew that self-realization is a possibility, is doing, it was pre-decided. It was pre-decided. And all my life experience before my shift is, I understand it now. I understand what was the character of Simcha before she became the phenomena that is speaking right now to you. It's a very complicated subject, the subject of free will. Because we think free will is our birthright. Why wouldn't we have free will? Who am I if I'm not choosing what I'm doing? I'm just following a plan. Like, why should I do that? Why should I follow a plan? I want to influence the plan. I want to do what I want. And this is like when you think about this chaotic world and you try to control it. So when you try to control it, you try to say, I have a free will, I will decide what will happen, and then you clash with reality, because sometimes it doesn't, it's not the right thing. It's not a higher plan for you. So you do things in a certain way until you evolve enough to understand that all you have to do is go with the flow, is go with your life, is see what is in your life, and this is your free will to fill the great plan that you planned for yourself. Because there is no one who planned it for you. When you say, I want a free will, who are you asking this free will from? Who? You are the authority. You yourself give yourself, you ask yourself from yourself that you want a free will. You decide. This is your free will. This is what you want. This is what you decided for yourself. There is no point in rebelling against it. Rebel against what? Yourself? This all misunderstanding of who we are and what we are makes the person believe that he's like, there is a God, there is a world, and the person has a free will. Maybe he'll do it, and then he can choose. This is not reality. This is not real, this place that we are in. And in this place that we are in, we don't need free will. This is our free will, our actions. We are free. The only thing that is not free will is our ego that is scared and wants to control everything and wants to gain things and is scared, and he brings all his childhood traumas and his life experience into reality and tries to influence this grand plan. But he only interferes because this is also part of your grand plan for yourself. The point that you are in right now in your evolvement is the point you were meant to be in. And if you will self-realize or get enlightened, it will be because this is the grand plan of the oneness for the separate form, the illusion of the separate form which you identify with. And it's okay if each and every one of us, of these separate forms, has a different way to evolve and understand these things. It doesn't make anyone better than the other. If he's realized, if he's more evolved, if he tries to and doesn't succeed, it's also okay. This is the point. He planned for himself. All this frustration is unnecessary because you don't control your reality. You don't. This is not what is really happening. What is happening to you right now is what you decided for yourself, not as a person who decided before he came to this earth from the sky. He sat with God or with something, and then he decided, okay, this will be my life plan, and I will follow it. And then I came here and I follow it. Because there is no division from the man who is planning and the God and the reality. Everyone is one. This is the mutual movement of this thing. And because we are connected, because we are one, because we are all the phenomena all at once, we are in perfect harmony with each other. And each story fits the other story completely. So when I get to this point of evolvement and other one is in this point, it matches. It creates that movement. It enables everyone to express its story. This is amazingly being done all the time. In every breath we take, all this synchronicity between the phenomena, the story, it is, I don't know how to say a strong enough word for this. You can't grasp it. It's so amazingly complicated, this grand plan. And yet, because nothing happens, because we are empty and silence and everything, it is very simple. There is only one free will, and it's the free will of what we are. And this free will expresses itself no matter if you want it to express itself or not, if the ego wants it. Everything you do is pre-arranged by you now. Everything that happens. Because all the things happen simultaneously and don't happen simultaneously. It's the one eternal moment that we are in, the endless points of view of the different separate forms expressing themselves, combined together in synchronicity, the great quietness. We can just express this free will and accept our circumstances and bless them, bless who we are now as we are, even if the circumstances are hard. This is what we wanted for our expression, our different expression. If you are now sitting and listening to me and you are not in a good state, and it looks like I am in a good state, and you say, okay, this is not the same story. She has a story, I have a story. We don't have different stories. You are my story, I am your story. I am you, you are me. So if we want to live more easily, we need to stop fighting against ourselves and stop cooperating with the panicked ego that only wants us to hold to things, and he confuses us and he shouts at us that something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. with you. No matter what is your outer circumstances, who you are, what you are, how you feel, nothing. It's okay where you are. But your plan that you prearranged will lead you to the right place. So sometimes, and I hope our plans as humanity will lead us to the higher place. So you have to tune into this grand plan, and I hope that it leads you to a greater involvement and development, because you will live more easily that way. So no matter what the circumstances are, you accept where you are and you act to be better. And you act to be better, because if you act to be better, I believe that your plan is to move forward, and acting will get you there, to that place, acting inside your reality. I hope this is your plan. Don't be frustrated if you tried and you didn't succeed, or you don't want to try. Where you are, it's okay, but I hope that you will find out that your plan was to fight this ego and continue to evolve to the next level, and finally to realize truth and set yourself free, because you're entitled to be free. Set yourself free. I hope this is in your grand plan. I believe that this is in your grand plan, prearranged, because this or nothingness, I think, because I woke up, I think he wants us all to wake up. I think this is in our plan, in your plan. So accept where you are. This is your plan, and go with it. Don't fight yourself so much. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Everything that happens to you, it's okay. This is part of what you wanted for yourself. And try just to do it, just to live it happily. I hope it will take you very soon to where you have to go, to where humanity has to go. I hope that it will take you to freedom. I hope that you will realize that real free will, true free will, is the will of that one thing that is you already. You are already your free will. You don't need to ask it from anyone. You are free. Just follow it through and see you on the other side, hopefully.
Nothing good, nothing bad, nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing stillborn or lost.